Hey guys, Captain Mayhew here. I am doing a series of chainmail videos. I don't think any of you guys really know that I'm an artist by trade. I do jewelry and fine art painting. So maybe I'll do a video on one of those as well. But today we're going to talk about chainmail. And for those who don't know, chainmail isn't just knight in shining armor. It's not people running around on horseback with 90 pounds worth of metal on them. Nope. It's jewelry, hair clips, accessories, purses, anything you can think of, it can be done in chainmail, guaranteed. So this is an example. I have a dice bag. I use it as a coin bag. My kids also use it as a idol from Indiana Jones where they throw it down. Go figure. So first, before we get started, if you're new to chainmailing, I'd like to say welcome to the craft. It's a lot of fun. It's really, really addictive. You start off with one color in one size, and before you know it, you end up with 100,000 million different little tiny rings that go all over the place. So I'm gonna post a page with all the terms that I'm gonna be covering. It's going to be aspect ratio, anodization, anodized, kerf, weave, and wire gauge. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to write these terms down or read them just so you kind of know what I'm going over. Alright, so now that we've gotten that taken care of, I'm going to show you the best place to get rings. I used the Ring Lord. They're out of Canada. They have some superior quality rings. They have great amount of rings per pack and they're not very expensive. So let me show you here on my computer what I'm looking at, okay? So this is the Ring Lord. When you come here, you log in and you can even get a ring size help, which tells you all the different sizes that you'll need, the different aspect ratios. I commonly use 18 gauge 3/16, which gives us an aspect ratio of 4.0. That'll come in handy when we're talking about different weaves because there are certain weaves that are aspect ratio or AR specific. So back on TRL, it has all the different kinds of rings, scales that you would need if you want to do laser etching, tags, anything. Now, they also have product info up here. If you have a question on certain kinds of rings that you would need, you can click on this and it will bring up a selection here and you go to selecting a material. This will bring up all the different kinds of rings. It's got hypoallergenic, it's got bright aluminum, anodized aluminum, stainless, and it talks about what they are good for. Either it's costumes or jewelry. They have high-end jewelry. How easy it is to work with if they tarnish, because I know they're down here. Copper, brass, and bronze are untreated, so they get a nice patina. So they will age, they'll stain your skin, but they are very high quality ring. They do have a good weight to them, so I highly recommend using them. I use them a lot in my jewelry. Other things with TRL, they have projects and kits that you can look at. They have other types of jewelry supplies. Wire, if you use a mandrel to cut your own, that's for more advanced jewelry makers. Another really great place to get rings, or pliers rather, is at We've Got Mail. And in here, they have a whole bunch of kits, and their kits are amazing. They have them broken down into levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. You can also get a bunch of pliers, and their pliers are really high quality. That brings me to the next section, pliers. Pliers are the most important thing a chainmailer can even have. Because without these things, nothing happens. I got these, they are Weber's. I got these from We've Got Mail and they have lasted me years. They have these soft grips. They're ergonomical, so they are very long. Or you can get shorter ones that have little hand grips, which are really good if you have a heavy hand. I'm a heavy mailer, so I have to really concentrate on how much tension I put on my rings. I've also gotten these duckbills. These are really handy if you have stainless or if you have a strong ring that you need to work with. These are really helpful for those. Typically, I go with Harbor Freight $2, just regular ones. And these are what we call bent nose. And this plastic or this black stuff that I have is called Plastidip. Now your anodized rings, the rings that I commonly use, so these are anodized rings. They are colored. I know in this light these look blue, but they are purple. And we have silver and light blue. But these are coated. The anodization process is an acid that you put these in, and it tarnishes them and it makes it so the coloring can stick. Now each color has a different aspect ratio, but we'll get into that in future videos. For right now, you just need to know that these the coloring, if you're not careful, can come off. So I take my pliers and I put them in what's called Plastidip. It is a rubber rubber coating that I put in jars. And what you do is all you have to do is just take your pliers and you dip it in for 5 seconds, and then you take it out, and then you put it on a plate with the tip hanging off because they will drip. Let them sit overnight, and then by morning your pliers are ready to use. They will rub off, they'll wear off, so all you have to do is just peel them off. It peels off real easy, but this will protect your rings. So if you're new to chainmailing and you've scuffed up some rings, you've taken color off of them, or you've marred them, you've made scratches, these Plastidip is an amazing tool, and it'll definitely help you with that. The next one that I want to talk about, since I have my ring, are wire gauges. As I talked about with TRL, or the Ring Lord, there's different sizes. They start from really thin, like 24 gauge, which is really soft, really easy to manipulate, all the way up to like, I believe the highest that they go to is 12 gauge. Puppy recruits. They have 12 gauge, and they go up to 1/2 inch in diameter, so 1/2 inch wide. Those are beast rings. Typically for jewelry, what you guys are going to be using are 18, 20, 16 gauges. So the gauge is actually the thickness of the wire. The larger the gauge, the thicker the wire. So when you're doing your weaves, pay attention to what size ring you need. And that brings me to how do you open a ring? When I started, not ashamed to say this because it was a learning technique or learning tip, I started by pulling rings apart and then trying to push them back together. Well, as you can see, that doesn't work so well. So now that I've messed up that ring, okay. So the best way to do this is you hold the ring kind of up to the tip. Now this opening is called a kerf. What you want to do is you want to make that kerf or that opening as small as possible. So you grab it and you take your dominant hand and you push it towards that other side and bring it back together. And it's called walking. So if you walk it back and forth, you'll have a nice closed ring. So I hope that this little introductory video helped. If you have anything that you'd like me to expand on more, comment down below and let me know. I'm going to be posting a video about how to do some simple weaves, and I'll go into the aspect ratio and the wire gauge and how to hold your pliers in more detail in those videos. I'm going to be covering a basic weave. I'm going to be talking about a Mobius. In fact, I'm going to make what's called a maelstrom in one video. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, or you can message me personally. If there's a weave you'd like me to do, if you are a chainmailer and you have something that you're stuck on, please let me know and I will do my best to make a video. If I don't know it, I will learn it. I'm always up to a chainmail challenge and I will get it done and we'll post it. And I think as a community, we can grow, and I think it'll just be a great learning experience for everybody. Well, thank you very much for tuning in to this little introductory to chainmail. And if you have any questions, again, post them down below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and check out all of our Facebook, all the other ventures that we go on, and hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.